there is.
Good morning, valuepreneurs. It's so wonderful to have you join us. Thank you for checking out Sales TV. We are so excited today as a team, myself and the production team. We have Cathia in the house. I'm so excited. Cathia
Good
Ziebel, she's
morning.
the founder and CEO of OppidHum. Good morning, Cathia. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So,
Who do you work with? Who do you support? And what do you do for them?
so first of all, good morning from sunny Lisbon. So it's a very beautiful morning here, and I'm really happy to be with you and to be with you, Elga. Thank you for the invitation, and thank you, Sales TV. So it's like quite exciting for me at like so early in the morning. So what do I do? Basically, we help organizations and companies to develop trust and cooperation within their teams and within the organization. So we use like a few techniques in collective intelligence tools, mostly born from the MIT. So we use also like frameworks that help us to gain really quick results in and a deep transformation at the same time, because this is what we have discovered is like there is a lack of trust in the organization. And as well, when we talk to CEOs or to directors, they all say, okay, we know that change needs time, but we also want quick results, or see them at least quickly. So that was like what we use. So it's basically a short framework, 3 to 5 weeks or months. It depends on the quantity and the scope that we use, that we are working on. And we come up with prototypes, and then we enter in a startup mode. So within like 2 or 3 months, we iterate and we get the idea from that. We come from the idea to the implementation of a new reality. So who we serve is basically people who want deep change in a faster way. And we also work with territories. So I just add this. So we work also on whole ecosystems where all the stakeholders are together and do the process of cooperation and co-creation together, because they want to develop something on a bigger scale within a territory. It could be like a municipality. It could be like bigger organizations coming together on a topic like we have like now habitation or economic development in some specific area in Portugal. So this we also help to support the ecosystem in this way.
I love that. We've known each other for a few years, and you're actually one of the first people I met when I arrived in Portugal 8 years ago. And it's certainly been transformational for me. So thank you so much for being part of my life.
Thank
I
you.
couldn't think of a better person to talk about, you know, rejuvenating ourselves, renewing ourselves. And of course, the topic of rejection is so important in the sales industry and for sales professionals. You are incredibly knowledgeable in this topic, but with very, very interesting perspective. So let's dive in really quickly and help us to understand, in your mind, what happens when we're faced with rejection? What's going on with us?
Actually, what's going on? It's first of all we take it personally. We think that it's about us. That is what did I do wrong? What is it with me? What that this person who says no or reject or like has this movement of rejections? The person is not rejecting you. It's rejecting the proposal or the deal. Okay. So the first thing that is really happening is we have this emotions and this idea that, oh, it's about my worth. Okay. And it's absolutely not about the worth. It's about the circumstances, the timing. There are many reasons that can bring someone to say no to a proposal, okay, or to a service or to a product, whatever. So so the first thing is dealing with the emotions, and then is like how we get out of this moment. So and then you have two things that, oh, you are in front of that person that is saying no, and then you have to deal really quickly, because you cannot let the emotion jump in and just get angry or show your sadness. So you can leave them. So this is like something very interesting, because you can leave them and let them happen, and in the meantime having like showing that you are still open to a conversation, even though inside you are going through a little bit of turbulences. Okay, so that's the first thing. It's really, I can even see it, because I was sharing with Elga just before, like that yesterday I got a very important moment of rejection, and it was very funny, because even though I'm used to it, and I think it's normal, because it's part of the growth, and it's part of the journey anyway. I even enjoy it. And yesterday I was like, okay, so it was really in a conversation, and then I was like, okay, so just breathe. Just breathe, because it's normal, and discover what is behind this. No, we cannot do this now. Okay, and then I discovered that it was now. It doesn't mean that it's 6 months, uh, and then we're going to develop this later on. But it's a way you get out of this. But the first thing, and even I'm used to, I wouldn't say I'm used to rejection, not more or less than other people, but I deal with it pretty good, I guess. And even though it's always the same, we go through this process, and we go through this moment of, oh my goodness, I worked so hard to get there, and now she's saying no, we can't. So it's very funny. It's the way it
I
was
love
organized.
I love that. Can you help us to understand it? I mean, how do we understand rejection? How do we interpret it?
Okay. It's actually always an interpretation. Okay, that's the thing. There is no truth in rejection. The only thing that we can, and I guess it's always the same. It's being flexible, and working on our on acceptance and resilience, and then move forward with consistency and persistency. Okay, this is also part of like getting out. It's a process. So basically, a process has a beginning and has an end. We can there for me there are 4 phases, and I'm going to share them with you. And if you feel that it resonates with you, it's okay. If not, there are many other people talking about rejection, so it's also good. Everything is good as long as it resonates with you. The only thing that I can say is like it starts always with an emotion, and it starts with the way we react to that reaction, to that emotion, how we not take it personally. That's the first thing. And then I use this method that I used to I love acronyms, so I always like create like little words or little. So I have this one I have created for us. It's aura, so AURA. Okay, so it's like a square. You imagine you have 4 letters in a square, and we need to go through all the letters to make sure. And then depending on how deep it is, how strong it is, you're going to move faster from one step to another. Okay. So first step, shall I go with this, Elga? Is it okay if great. So, aura, so awareness, meaning what? So this is not personal. You acknowledge your emotions. You acknowledge that there is sadness, that may be anger, that may be disappointment, and you just acknowledge it. You just say, okay, I'm sitting with this now. Okay, once you are with this, it's basically, if you don't go through this moment, it will go with you all along. So you just deal with it immediately. Okay, And then I would say that something very important in this moment of awareness is also share with someone. There is where the team is so important, or like a colleague or someone, or even like a friend, someone you can go to and you can say, okay, I had this moment of rejection, and what happened is this. Okay, so this is in the situation when we are not in front of a client. Okay, we are already in the getting out of this. The no is already there, and we are moving on and moving forward from this moment. But it's using this situation of rejection allows us to start a new journey, a journey of discovery, and mostly a journey of discovery with this client who said no. Okay, so awareness, and then you can share with someone if you need it, or with the team. I guess it's so important that you can also talk with peers about it, because then you're going to discover that it's happening to all of us and that it's just normal. The drama is when we think it's only happening to us. Okay, it's not. For me, and I will use this a lot, it's a rejection is already a redirection. Okay, it's an opportunity to do something better else with this client or with someone else. Okay, so it's a better use of your time, a better use to make another deal. So if you are obviously with a client, you can also, if you feel comfortable enough. Yesterday I said this, that, I cannot say that I'm not disappointed, because we are talking about this for months. And the person welcomed it really easily, because it was really said with compassion, and because I was like acknowledging what was happening, and then said, but yeah, okay, let's see what we can do with that. Okay. And this is basically the mindset that we need to have. It's like, and when we enter the process of aura, we can basically, what we are looking at is, what can I do with this? Okay. So awareness, understanding. Okay, we need to get into this mode of what is happening and why is this happening now. Okay, and then you're going to discover most of the time that obviously, one, it's not about you. Two, it's about timing. It can be about circumstances. Circumstances can change from one month to another. From a timing is maybe not good now, but it's good at another time. And if you stay in this mode of understanding, you will discover that maybe the deal is not down, that you can still have maybe an opportunity to have this deal later on. Okay. So, and then we ask the question, so what is it? What is happening? What would be the best timing? How can I help you maybe to navigate what you're going through now? So maybe the deal can change. You could enter and be in this, oh, I want to sell you a service, a certain service or a product, and then I'm gonna discover that, oh, you don't need my product, but you need maybe help, a consultancy to help you navigate this moment. And maybe I can do it, or maybe someone in the company can do it, or maybe someone else that I know can do it. So as long as you stay in the opportunity, in the zone of opportunities, and you open that window, that door, whatever speaks to you, it's there lies a new way. Okay, the right direction. And then as well, when you are in this understanding, you gain new perspective and new insights. Meaning what? That maybe for a deal that could happen later on, you could discover that an information that will help you to make that other deal happen. Okay. And as well, when you discover the perspective of the client, you can discover that if it's a timing thing, or if they say no because at the end it's not really what they want, or they moved on with someone else, you could say, okay, you can also show how fair you are, because this is really, in the business world, is well accepted and it's recognized. Okay, I know that, Elga, that you say that that is something that we share as well, is the way we behave, the way we also show that we are we are fair in any situation, that we accept what is here, and that we, but it doesn't mean that we stay inactive with that. We just acknowledge that this is the reality, okay? So this is the second square, like the second part, the U, and then we move to the air, and the air is reflection. So it's like, how can I reflect on new opportunities? Okay, there is a part of reframing there. So if we enter and we say a no is an opportunity for a yes, it can be a yes for this deal if it's still meant to happen, or it could be a yes for something else. Okay. So how can we stay in this mindset of curiosity? And curiosity for me is one of the most important skills nowadays, with flexibility. Okay. And this is, you enter in your zone of curiosity. Okay. With understanding you already are in it, but you continue and you persist, because it's the curiosity about as well, how can I rethink my strategy? Okay. How can I see, and how can I bring value? And I know we are talking to valuepreneurs here. It's how can I bring value in the next proposition, or in this counter proposal, if we are in this. Okay. So it's so, and you can have a very specific moment where you can even do a physical move. I used to help people get, and it's also a very important tool for me. If you are in a situation that is like very draining for you, and it's like difficult, or it's and you want to have a new perspective, you just step aside physically. You just do one move or two steps to the right or to the left. It just gives you another perspective. And I'm just going to give you another tip. If you see this as the rejection, okay, if you stay with the rejection and don't look at, and what you see is only rejection, okay, and then the mind is starting like to create drama. Okay, so but if we take a new perspective and we put it like in front of us like that, I don't know, just with a distance, we can see that there are other things happening. Okay, this is what I am saying when I'm saying this is the rejection, and then you can just say, okay, but my rejection is now just this. It's part of a bigger frame. So this is rethinking, and I guess this is something very important nowadays, is looking at it from a different perspective. Okay. And then there is something that we can also do, is sitting still with it. Instead of willing to move very fast and find an answer, and being like really quick to answer and to give a response or counter proposal, maybe we can just, when we take this step aside, or we just step down a little bit, and we think, and we see what is willing to emerge. Okay, and we reconnect with the demand. What is it, what we heard when we were in this zone of understanding, that needs to be heard now, and that can give me, and I need to think about it, to give it time to see what will emerge as an answer, okay, as another possibility. And then in this, I think in the rethinking, it's also connecting with the growth mindset, okay? So this mindset of rejection is not a stop. Rejection is a redirection. So meaning that there is something else that is happening, okay? There may be a better path, there may be new opportunities, there may be an opportunity with this later on with this client. It's just a thinking that, and even if it's a definitive no, the way you behave, if you stay calm and if you stay open and curious, people will always recognize this. And at some moment, when they think about, they will connect with this energy of calmness, of openness, and they will say, oh, but actually, Elga and Katia last time, when they faced this snow, they were actually quite cool, and they were really in the discovery mode. They weren't like against me. They weren't like showing like anger, even though I knew they know that this is happening. But there was an openness, and this keeps the door open anyway. Okay, so and the real challenge for me is always the same. It's like how when we get from rejection and we move beyond, when we move beyond rejection, is it's all about us. It's how can I see this as an opportunity, and the growth mindset it's all about this. It's like seeing a no as a future yes. It may not be the yes that you're expecting, but it's a future yes. Okay. And then the last part of the square, the A, it's adaptation. Okay. How can I adapt? It's not just about this specific situation when we face a rejection, but it's adapt in general with what we learn from all of this and all of the experiences we had. So the first question is, what are the lessons that I can learn from this? Okay. Maybe I was too quick to think that the deal was done. Maybe I was not understanding very well the problem at the beginning. Whatever it is, just take a few minutes, days, hours, whatever time you need to discover this. And listen as well. And this is, for me, it's so important. And I guess Elga will knows that it's about the intuition. Also listen to the little, like the body, what is it telling you? What is going on when you think about the lessons learned? Is there some place in the body telling you something? So it's interesting to not just use the mind. We use the heart because we deal with our emotions, and we can also use the body, as the body has a lot of wisdom. So how can we connect with that is, and how we connect and how deeply connected we stay with that is very important. And I would say in this phase of adaptation, then we sit already with it. Okay, we sat with it. So and now it's like, how can we adjust our actions? So is there a counter proposal? Is there, should I move on and let go? And then really let go, meaning that at some point I can come back, but this deal is over, it's okay, and let's move on because I can dedicate my time to something else. Okay. And we can also learn how to stay quiet, and if it's a timing thing. Okay. Because if you go back every week and say, ah, yeah, we talked about that it could happen in the next few months, and you come every week, I can tell you it's not going to happen. So definitely give it time, but also keep like a nice connection with that person, because if it's just a timing thing, then you can go back, but it doesn't need to be like every week or every hour or every day, whatever our timing is. So it's about consistency, and then it's also about persistency. So I'm not going to touch like the how you can also develop your skills, the hard skills or soft skills, because Elga, for instance, is really good at it. We developed soft skills, but it's already done. It's just to make sure that you also can come back to some knowledge, gain new skills, or improve the skills that you already have. And to finish, I would say that it's all about as well taking care of yourself. So it's about the resilience is about how I can manage my own stress, how I can stay calm. So there are a few tips that you can, it's like there are some meditation tools. They are like we did a little minute of silence just to sit and to land somewhere. There is like stress management. You have emotional um, emotional trainings that can help you to understand what is going on. And I would finish with two main important things for me. So never forget that there needs to be joy in whatever we do. And even in rejection, we can find some joy in the process, at least, because it's a way for us to come back to what is really important for us. And if this deal is really important, we're also going to find, because we use the process to find a new opportunity, a new strategy, we can still make it happen. So it's if it's still in the plans, okay. If it's a definitive no, but if not, something else can emerge from this. And stay open. I guess that it would be
Stay
my
open. Do you know, it's incredible how this time listening to you has just flown. I don't know where our time is gone.
oh my goodness.
I've got to wrap it up. I
Okay.
need to bring you back. What do you think out there? Do we need to bring Cathia back? I would love that. Just before I say bye to everybody and ask you guys to join us again for next time, Cathia, I would love to hear your thoughts on, you talked about growth mindset, and I was reviewing Carol Dweck's a TED talk on it, and how we don't, for some reason, reward the not yet. I'm not there yet. And this is not a posture that's rewarded neither by our parents nor our employer or our bosses. So I would love to hear your thoughts on that. The other thing is, how do we bring on understanding the reason why something didn't happen? If we were on the flow with a client and we expected something to happen and that result didn't come through, and the client doesn't help us to understand, of the prospect, the reason why that happened. Why did they just have to, string us along? What's in it for them? And so I would love to hear your thoughts on that. Stay tuned. This has been Sales TV. We love having you here. I mean, come
Thank
on, check
you.
this out. Come visit us again soon. I have been your host, Helga Saraiva Stewart. Love chatting with you. Connect with us. Connect with Cathia Ziebel. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Bye bye.